Hello friends and family of YouTube. Well, you can see that I still have the RV hooked up to the van here. Well, I just got back on a trip that I stayed, I believe it was 11 nights. And the first night that I took a shower there, I noticed that the water had an odd smell to it. It had a sulfur smell, which made me think of well water. And I was not able to do anything about it because the area I was staying in for those 11 nights, I was in a pasture. Yes, as in farmland. So all the water I had in this RV, I was stuck with it. And every couple of days I would go fill up my 5-gallon water jug and pour it into the side of the RV and use that water. But anyway, I did discover that the water in the water heater is where the odor was coming from. So I'm going to do a little investigating and see what I come up with and show y'all what I find. Well, on my particular model, the water heater is right behind this panel here, so I'm going to open it up, and right here is my water drain. So I'm going to take this drain plug out. I'm going to let the water run out of here, and I would imagine this is going to have a little bit of a smell to it, but I'm going to try to capture some of this water. I feel like it's going to have some sediment in it too, so I want to take a look at that and see if I can find anything in there as well. Let me show you a trick to emptying out a water heater, whether it's in your home or RV. See this valve right here? You can open that valve, and that allows air, to get in there, which allows that water to flush right on out. So if you ever open that little valve at the bottom of a water heater, it's got like a handle valve you can turn, and you can hook a garden hose up to it, and you notice water doesn't come out. All you do is take that little lever right there and you pull that up, and that allows the water to come out. I've already got some of this water captured in this bowl. I don't know if you can see it or not, but there is sediment in it. So let me try again, see if I can get some more. Well, hopefully y'all can see on the video here, there's a lot of sediment down inside this bowl. I captured some water out of the water heater, and there's plenty of junk that's built up inside that water heater. So I'm gonna have to flush it out and do a couple other tricks. So let me take y'all along with me and show you what I do. Well, you can see that I've hooked the water hose up to the RV here, and what I'm trying to do is fill back up this water heater. And as it's filling up, I'm hoping that the water pressure inside here is somewhat cleaning this thing. And as I periodically will let some of this water out of here, and then I will eventually take that drain out and let the water completely drain out of the water heater as well. So right now all I have is the pressure relief valve open, just letting water completely flow through there, and hopefully that'll knock some of the anything that is built up inside of there, maybe on the anode rod or maybe on the walls inside of the water heater. Just let all that drain out, let it circulate for a little while, and periodically I'll close that valve up and just kind of do it on and off for several times, just trying to get as much of the sediment out as I can. Well, the water that I captured earlier has had about 5 minutes to settle, and I don't know that it looks much different on camera, but you can definitely tell in person how much debris was in that water. So let me go empty it out and see how it looks now. Well, I don't have as much sediment in there as I had before, but I still have quite a bit showing up. So I'm going to go a different route. I'm going to leave the drain plug out and do it that way, because the drain is at the bottom of the water heater, and that's probably where most sediment is going to sit. And I got some advice for you, because that's the great thing of YouTube, is we learn from each other. Wear your swimming trunks while you do this. You might just get wet. Well, I've been flushing water out the drain hole for quite a while now, and there's still sediment showing up, probably about half as much as what I got at first. So what I've got now is just the drain hole is open on the water heater, just allowing it to run straight through the water heater. What's crazy is the colors that I'm seeing inside this water. When the sediment, it is red, blue, green, tan. It's like somebody filled up my water heater with a box of Fruity Pebbles. I mean, I am getting every color you can imagine out of there. So what I'm hoping to do is just continue to flush this out through the drain as long as I can and get that out of there. And again, I'll show you the rest of what I do as I do it. As I showed you earlier, the drain plug is down here at the bottom. You can take your finger. You see what I've done. I have plugged the drain. And while I'm doing that, I've still got this valve open on this pressure relief valve. So right now the water heater is filling back up because I've got it plugged off. As it starts to fill up, you see what it does. Starts to come out of that pressure relief valve. When I take my finger out of this hole, it's going to shoot out. Watch it. And when it shoots out of there, you can see the color right now is clear, but the very second that I let it come out, you can see that it has a tinge to it, kind of a dirty tinge to the water, and it clears up as I continue to let it go. So that's how I'm able to see if the water is still dirty. And I'm also taking this bowl and I capture and I look in the bowl to see if I see any sediment. Now I will see it when I let off that pressure and it shoots out of there. That's when I see the most sediment show up in here. Give you an idea of how long I've been letting this water flow through. I've been letting it go through here for about 15 minutes now. Got a pretty good sized little lake going on here. And Cat came out here to check it out, see what's going on. But I am seeing a lot less sediment in there, and I can still smell a little bit of that sulfur smell. Now, most other videos I watched, I wanted to try to learn what everybody else was saying to do. Most everyone I've seen, they just said pour some bleach down into the holding tank and let the bleach kill it. I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to just kill what's in there. I wanted to flush out what was in there and then pour some bleach. So that's kind of what I'm after today. Okay, now what I'm doing is I'm emptying out the fresh water tank. I think it holds about 35, 40 gallons, something like that. So I'm letting it empty out. I'll show you why. Hopefully you can see inside, this is the plug that plugs off that water line there. You can see it's got a little bit of mold down inside of it. So I want to get that water out. Now, if you remember on the water heater, I opened up that pressure relief valve and that water started shooting out of there. So the same concept, I'll go inside the RV and I'll turn on the water faucet to allow air to be able to run through there, and this water will shoot right out. Another quick way to get all the fresh water out of your holding tank is to turn on the water pump inside, and what that will do is that will still push it out the water heater and out the water drain for the fresh water tank drain. Well, as you can see, I put the plug back on the fresh water tank, and inside the water heater I have put the plug back in here and got it tightened down, and I turned this lever back to the off position, and inside the RV I have turned off the faucets. Remember, I turned those earlier so that water could flow through here. So now what I'm going to do is, right here is my holding tank. That's where the fresh water goes into. So what I'm going to do is take this Coke bottle, use it as a funnel, and I'm going to add 1 cup of bleach. The reason I'm using 1 cup of bleach is for every 15 gallons you want to use 1/4 of a cup. So not only do I have the 40 gallons that's in the holding tank, it's somewhere around 35-40 gallons, but I also have 5 gallons that I've got to fill up inside this water heater. So let me go ahead and pour that in, and I'll get to you on the next step. This is where my fresh water goes into the holding tank. But for me to get water into the water heater, you have to remember to turn on the hot water valve on a faucet inside the RV after you fill the tank. That way it will fill this up. That's the only way you're going to be able to cure what we're after, is you've got to turn the water pump back on so that it will cycle the water in there and fill that up. Well, at this point I'm just filling up the holding tank, and I don't think y'all want to sit around and watch that happen. Anyway, once the holding tank gets filled with the bleach water in there, that should kill anything that's still active in there, any bacteria. My whole point in doing what I did earlier is I know the bleach that I'm putting in now will kill the bacteria, but my thoughts was to try to get as much bacteria out of there as I possibly could, and I feel confident that I did. But what else I want to do is, once I get all of this bleachy water in there, I don't want to drink that. I don't want to shower in it. I'm close to being a dirty blonde now, but I don't want to be a bleach blonde. So what I'm going to do with the water that's in the holding tank with all that bleach in it, I'm going to turn on the toilet to where the water flows through the toilet and gets into the black tank. That way I will have all that bleach water in the black tank, and when I go on my next trip, I'm going to leave it in there so that as I'm traveling down the road, all that bleach water is sloshing around in there, and hopefully it'll clean off the probes that's been giving me some false readings for the last couple of years. Well, folks, I can tell that the tank's getting full. I can hear it gurgling behind me. Hey, I appreciate y'all watching today. Hopefully this helped y'all out. Y'all let me know if it did in the comments below, and also I will let you in the comments below if this helped me. I'll let you know, a month from now or so. I'll give it a little time to see if it came back, the odor, and like I say, I'll let you know down there. So, hey, y'all have a great day. See y'all soon. Take care. Bye-bye.